And we say good evening, my friends. This is Carson Meredith. Thanks for stopping by. It is 7:33 on this Saturday night, November 23rd. I hope you are well. Hope you've had a good start to your weekend. Hopefully you haven't let the clouds get you down over the last couple of days. And I hope you've stayed warm. It has been chilly, has it not? The good news is we have a little warm-up to talk about for Sunday and at least the start of Monday. But after that, oh boy, what a busy 10-day forecast we have to come. That is what we will be focusing on tonight. As always, you can post your comments on Facebook, Twitter, or whatever Elon Musk decides to call it tonight. YouTube, Twitch, you name it, we're everywhere. On all those social media platforms. Let's see who's chiming in tonight. Kevin says hello from chilly Mall St. Matthews, gearing up for Black Friday. You know, Black Friday isn't what it used to be. You know, everybody go out in line at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. I never did that. I never had a desire to get up that early for shopping. But some people still do, it sounds like. Hope you're well, Kevin. Carrie says hello. You need sun for those solar panels. We might get a little sun tomorrow. We should see these clouds clear out a little bit tonight and tomorrow. DJ King watching from North Vernon. Bet you got your snow finally up there in North Vernon on Thursday, didn't you? Hello from Southeast Louisville. Angela says good evening. Michael says good evening. Amanda says hope all is well. All is well. Thank you. Watching us in Bartstown. Joseph says it best. R.I.P. warm weather. Yeah. I got a feeling, my friends, that tomorrow and Monday are the last days in the 60s for a while, for a quite some time. So get outside and enjoy the next couple of days. Brenda says, good evening. Ready for Thanksgiving? Yeah, I'm ready. Ready for all the food, right? I'll be here with you guys Thanksgiving night as well, filling in. So I have a lot to talk about Thursday night, that's for sure. Angela says it was refreshing. Didn't need a jacket today. Fair enough. Fair enough. Just a little cold for all of us, though. But hey, you know what? Maybe it's getting us in the holiday spirit. That's the live view of Kentucky Kingdom. I didn't realize they had such a big Christmas bonanza at Kentucky Kingdom. Of course, it's been 10 years since I've lived here for Christmas, but all lit up tonight out at the park. I think the festivities really get underway next Friday out of Kentucky Kingdom. Definitely feels like Christmas tonight. It's cloudy, it's cold, but the clouds are slowly, keyword slowly, clearing out this evening. I do expect those clouds to keep moving out as the night goes on. Is it going to be totally clear skies tonight? No, but if we get those clouds out of here fast enough, we're going to have to watch for some patchy fog tomorrow morning. So keep that in mind if you're heading to church, if you got brunch plans, maybe you're getting a head start on your Thanksgiving travel plans tomorrow. Watch out for some patchy fog. There's really no particular area I'm focused on. Everybody has that chance for some patchy fog tomorrow morning. Otherwise, it'll be a cold start to the day on Sunday with that high temperature, or low temperature rather, at 36 here in Louisville, low 30s elsewhere. And tomorrow afternoon, we'll warm up nicely. 60 degrees here in the city, upper 50s elsewhere. You guys know the drill with the Louisville Heat Island. But still not bad tomorrow. Definitely the pick of the weekend. I would strongly encourage you to put the holiday decorations out tomorrow, if at all possible. Because again, this will be the nicest day we have in Wave Country for a long, long time, it looks like, looking at the long-term data. So not too bad tomorrow, 60 degrees, mix of sun and clouds. No complaints there. More comments, a lot of us watching tonight. Cody says, can we get 3 feet of snow in Rhineyville? Well, Cody, I don't have that in the next 10 days. I'll tell you that. If we had 3 feet of snow around here, I don't even want to think about that. That would be worse than 1994. Fair enough, Cody. I like your enthusiasm. I like it. Tim says hello from Frankfurt. Susan says hello from Breckenridge County. Rachel is a happy Cards fan. Looks like they were taking care of business against Pitt earlier. Suzanne says watching from Frankfurt. Weather Geek. So throw away the Beatles records. No more 60s. Good one, Weather Geek. No more 60s once we get past tomorrow and Monday, it looks like. Now, we'll have a couple of warmer days throughout the winter, I'm sure. But at least for the long term, next 10 days, tomorrow and Monday, that is it, guys, for highs in the 60s. Let's see. Here's a good reminder from Kevin. Wave 3's Angel Tree has begun. Indeed, it has. St. Matthews. Santa's already at Small St. Matthews. Man, getting a head start. I love it. He is a busy man this time of year, you know. But yes, if you do feel so inclined and if you are able to, please consider adopting an angel off the Angel Tree or the food angel as well throughout this holiday season. Susan says, guess I can stop watering everything. Yeah, definitely. We're out of the drought. We don't have to worry about that anymore. How about Jeannie watching us from Magoffin County, Jeannie, I would assume. Wherever you're watching, I hope you're well. Maddox says, what other, that is, snow chances do we have on the table? Let's answer that question over the next few minutes, shall we? Let's keep going. So let's just jump right in. We've got 2 systems minimum that we're watching for Thanksgiving week, okay? One of them, not a huge deal, just kind of a nuisance. And then the second system might give us some trouble for the travel day on Wednesday and for Turkey Day itself. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. Let's start things off with that one system that's just kind of a nuisance. That's on Monday. Quick moving cold front scoots through. We'll start things off dry Monday morning. There may be a stray sprinkle in southern Indiana around lunchtime Monday. That's all. But watch what happens as we go through the afternoon hours. Notice those showers start to pick up in coverage just a little bit. And nothing looks overly heavy. I mean, this is just typical light showers Monday afternoon. The moisture with this cold front on Monday is pretty limited. So all we really have in the forecast is just a smattering of showers. Nothing necessarily heavy. We were concerned about maybe some thunder in the mix for Monday. We still can't rule it out, but I got to be honest with you guys, that chance looks pretty slim too. So you see on Futurecast, the timing has this around 6 o'clock Monday evening. So we will have to watch for any potential heavier downpours that try to develop during the evening rush hour Monday. But like we mentioned, there's just not a lot of moisture with this system on Monday. I think a lot of this will just be good old-fashioned light showers. Rainfall amounts are extremely slim. I'll show you those here in a second. And this is a quick-moving system. So these showers move through Monday afternoon and Monday evening. might pick up in intensity. You see off to the east, out near the mountains of eastern Kentucky, Lexington. They might get some heavier downpours, maybe a few rumbles of thunder. Our risk for that is lower here. But you notice we get towards midnight Monday night into Tuesday morning, that moisture is gone. So quick moving cold front, scoots through, a few showers, no big deal. That's it. So that's our first big weather maker we're watching for Thanksgiving week. Not a big deal, right? Rainfall amounts, not a lot. Really a drop in the bucket, to be honest with you. These, in fact, have actually come down, had these rainfall totals from earlier forecast. So most of us are looking at probably, excuse me, around 1/10 of an inch of rain. That's not a lot. So we're not overly worried about flooding. We're not worried about flooding at all. We're not overly worried about heavy rain or thunderstorms. Just some good old-fashioned showers rolling through Monday afternoon and Monday evening. That's all with that first system that we're watching for Turkey Week. Let's see. Comments we go. A lot of folks watching tonight. Hello from Brandenburg, E-Town, Lebanon, New Hope. A lot of folks watching from everywhere, including Adam. Oh, no. From a sad Bloomington. IU's dream season kind of got derailed a little bit today, didn't it, Adam? I think they're still in the playoff conversation, though. Let's see. BJ, I think that's, yeah. What about Louisville on Thanksgiving and Black Friday? That's the next system we'll talk about here in just a couple of seconds. Susan says Mother Nature's saving on the water bill. Yeah, we've seen a ton of rain in November. Barely saw anything in October. We're making up for that dry October with a wet November. Ralph's watching in Nicholasville. Brandon is in Lawrenceburg. And Beverly is in Campbellsville. So we got all of Wave Country covered tonight. All right. We talked about Monday, okay? Few showers, no big deal. Tuesday looks fine. Tuesday looks good. If you got any travel plans Tuesday, if you're heading out early for the holiday on Tuesday, no travel impacts at all. Let's jump to Wednesday. Here's the big picture view of the eastern and southeastern U.S. So find the nearest big city that you might be traveling to for the holiday weekend, and we'll go from there. Here comes system number 2. It's off to our west on Wednesday. There are still tonight a lot of uncertainties with this system and how it's going to play out. 3 things that I'm watching in particular. Kathy says I talk too much. Thanks for the comment. That's kind of my job. We have a couple of things we got to watch with this Wednesday system, okay? Number 1, how cold does it get? Number 2, how much moisture do we have? Number 3, where exactly does this system go? And all of those details are still a little in flux tonight. I will tell you that confidence is increasing. The low pressure with this system, we'll kind of draw it here with an L right there. It looks like it's going to pass very close to wave country, whether it's along the Ohio River, maybe along the Kentucky-Tennessee border. It'll be nearby, that low pressure. And usually that means for us a cold rain with not a lot of wintry weather. So, hate to drop cold water on those of you that love snow so much, but yeah, looks like a cold rain for a lot of us. This is where things stand right now. I have not changed this forecast from what you guys saw yesterday. Most of wave country will likely see a cold rain that starts primarily Wednesday evening, okay, into Thursday. Wednesday evening into Thursday is when the rain chances will be at their highest. And for a lot of us, it's just going to be a cold rain. What we still have to figure out on Thursday in particular is how much moisture will still be lingering as this system exits. Do I think Thanksgiving Day is a total washout? Not at this point. Not at this point. I think the rain chances Thursday are higher in the morning on Thanksgiving and we might see that rain become more scattered as we get closer to dinner time on Thursday. All right. What we'll have to watch is if any moisture to the north holds on long enough to where some of that colder air rushes in on the backside of the system. And if that's the case, some of those raindrops could transition to wintry mix or all snow. And that chance is at its highest in our southern Indiana counties, especially up closer to Lawrence County, Jackson, Jennings, Jefferson County, Indiana, not Kentucky, Indiana, Scott County, Washington, Orange County. I think it's that zone in particular that we'll have to watch for maybe some of that rain to turn over to snow Thanksgiving evening as that colder air rushes in. But again, it's all going to come down to how much moisture is still around Thursday evening. If there's no moisture around, you're not going to get snow, right? But if there's some moisture still lingering, we may have a brief changeover. But right now, it still looks like a lot of the winter weather will stay north of us, closer to Indianapolis, closer to the Interstate 70 corridor, which is about 100 miles away or so. So take a look at that map, find the closest town to you on this map, and you'll get a good idea of what you can expect with this second system midweek. Here's a good question from Cameron, kind of talking about what Brian shows you guys with the Snow Talk blog. When he's talking about the ensemble forecast, what does each ensemble number represent? That is truly just whatever, like there's 50 ensembles in the Euro, for example. Those numbers are just which ensemble it is. Ensemble number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. That's all it is. And all those ensembles kind of give us we get the average, if you will, and we get a forecast model out of it. Let's see. Susan asked, does this potential wintry mix Thanksgiving evening include sleet? Not necessarily, maybe a little bit, but because this cold air rushes in rather quickly Thursday night, if we do have a changeover, it's going to be pretty quick. But again, that's not a guarantee. That's not a guarantee. It's just something we're going to continue to watch in the days ahead. Beverly's not happy. Would love lots of snow. Yeah, it just doesn't look like that at this point. I will say, though, if this system, let's say that low pressure, instead of going through wave country, maybe it goes further south, down towards Nashville, then things might get a little interesting. I don't see that at this point. But a further southern track with this low pressure, it might get a little more interesting, especially on Thanksgiving night. Okay? So, more comments. Man, there's some not so nice people in the comments tonight. Jerry, so what you're saying is you don't know. No, I'm giving you the potential scenarios as to how this could play out on Thanksgiving. It's still 5 days away. We're going to continue adjusting this forecast. That's our job. All right? Long way to go to figure this out. So there's that. See, Zach's asking about Carrollton. Right on the edge. Yeah, there might be a few snowflakes mixing in towards the end of this system in Carrollton. But for the most part, we're just looking at a cold rain, which is always, I don't know. I just don't like a cold rain. So there's a look at Futurecast with our turkey friend. Again, a lot of the moisture is out of here Thursday evening. You can see all the wintry precip is up towards the Great Lakes, Indianapolis, Chicago. But if we get some of that moisture to wrap around like that, then some of that rain could briefly go to a few snowflakes Thursday evening. If it does, it's not going to accumulate much at all, and the roads would likely stay wet. And you notice those temperatures are going to stay chilly on Thursday. Even if we dry things out Thursday afternoon, it's still going to be just a nasty day. The roads are going to be wet all day, so be careful if you're heading to grandma's house or anything like that. We'll see those highs in the 40s most of the day. All right. Susan says 5 days is a long time forecasting unsettled weather. Yes, it is, Susan. Especially in the Ohio Valley. You just never know. You never know how things are going to evolve and fluctuate. But that's where things stand at this point. The good news for Black Friday, with this moisture moving out quicker on Thursday, Black Friday is looking drier. It's looking colder, though. Right now, I've got a forecast high of 40 on the dot for Black Friday. However, I looked at some data before we hopped on tonight here on Wave Weather Now, and it's trending even colder. So we may have to drop these temperatures even more into the 30s for Friday. So if you're going to be out shopping, dress warmly. In addition to it being cold as it is Black Friday, it's going to be breezy on the backside of the system. So it may actually be, 36, 37 degrees. But when you factor in the wind, we're going to have wind chills in the 20s. Just a very, very cold setup that's not going anywhere, guys. Look at this. I mean, next weekend, this is next Saturday morning, so 7 mornings from now, we've got a forecast low of 24 here in Louisville. Yikes. And that means that low temperatures outside of the city will likely be in the teens to around 20, with wind chills in the teens. So this is not going to be fun. This is true Arctic air moving in. Now, obviously, we've had much colder weather around here before, many times, but this is the first big cold blast of the season that's on the way, mainly late next week. It's going to get cold as early as Tuesday, as you see on the 10-day. We go from 65 Monday down to 48 Tuesday, but it's that second half of the 10-day that just... you get chills just looking at it, right? 36 Saturday for a high, 36 Sunday, 35 the Monday after Thanksgiving. And we may have to keep dropping those temperatures even more as we get closer. It's just a very, very cold weather pattern taking shape for the rest of Thanksgiving weekend and into the first week of December. This cold blast that's on the way, guys, is going to have staying power with it. It's not one of those deals where it's cold for one day and then we're back in the 50s or 60s. Not this go round. Those overnight lows in the 20s for certain. And outside of Louisville, we will very likely see those morning lows in the teens for several mornings. I'd say starting next Saturday morning. So some very, very, very cold air is on the way. All right. Adam says, we're lucky to have the entire Wave Weather team. Thank you for the kind words, my friend. We appreciate it. As Taylor Swift says, the haters are going to hate. Magda says, we're driving to the northern part of Chicago on Thursday. Will we be safe? Good question. Let's go back to that Thanksgiving map that I had. Give me 1 second. I will say Chicago is in a better position to maybe see some snow. But it is Chicago, so they're able to handle it better, right? But you notice on that forecast loop, in fact, let me take that full so you guys can see it better. There will likely be a decent slug of winter weather up towards Chicago on Thanksgiving Day. Accumulations, it's hard to set in stone at this point because, again, we have to figure out those finer details with how the system is going to track. But there's certainly a greater risk, Magda, for that snow in Chicago Wednesday night into Thanksgiving morning. So is it enough snow at this stage of the game where I think you need to cancel your plans? No, not at all. But you need to plan on extra time for your trip, and you need to be careful. especially if you're going north of Indianapolis. I really think north of Indy, north of Columbus, Ohio, Chicago, South Bend, Toledo, Grand Rapids, Detroit, that zone has a really good shot of seeing a nice little snow Wednesday night into Thursday. So, Magda, hopefully that answered your question there. Let's see. Lisa says, gotta love Kentucky weather. You can have all 4 seasons in one day. Sure seems that way, doesn't it? Josh, I said, brr, it's cold in here. Yeah, it's going to be very cold in about a week or so. Kathy says, feeling like winter real soon. Definitely an early arrival this year, right? I can't remember the exact, I think it's 4 weeks from today is the start of winter officially. So certainly an early head start. Cynthia, I don't know who this guy is that apparently talks too much, according to some people on Facebook, but he could take this forecast and move to Buffalo. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good here. Thanks. Let's see. Betsy asks, how does this storm track east? Possibly driving Detroit to Washington on Black Friday. What we'll have to watch in that area for Black Friday is that wraparound moisture that I was talking about a minute ago. So, in other words, you've got this moisture kind of on the backside of the system, and you'll have to watch it and see if some of that rain can transition to snow across Ohio into West Virginia, maybe towards the nation's capital on Friday. And again, we're 5 days away, guys. So this will continue to be adjusted as we get closer, as we get better data. We should start to really have a good idea of how this is all going to play out by Monday. This is just general talking. This is where we think things are now as we go along. But Betsy, definitely keep an eye on the forecast in the next few days for that area. Detroit will definitely see a good little snow Thursday, and some of those snow showers could linger to Ohio and West Virginia and Pennsylvania on Black Friday. Let's see. Yeah, like we mentioned, snow definitely for Detroit, Peoria, Illinois. Yeah, if you're going anywhere north, Wednesday night or Thursday, even into Friday, just pay attention over the next few days. I really don't think this is going to be, a crippling snowstorm for those guys, but the roads might be a little tricky off to our north. So plan on extra time as we get closer. Joseph says no alert days. Not at this point, but that, to be quite honest with you, is because there's a lot of details we still have to work out. Okay? There is a chance we have to flag Wednesday as an alert day if we become more confident that this rain moves in early on Wednesday. Just to say, hey, if you're traveling for Thanksgiving on Wednesday, you got to be ready because it's going to start raining and it's going to slow you down on the roads. Right now, we think most of the rain holds off until after the travel rush on Wednesday. But if we have any alert days, it's going to be Wednesday for impacts for those who are traveling. So hopefully that makes sense, Joseph. Good question. Adam, I think some Ohio State people made it in here. It's weird. Sometimes the comments are quiet. Sometimes they're all friendly. Sometimes, like tonight, you get some nasty grams in the mail. It is what it is. Life goes on. All right, guys. That's going to do it for tonight. If you got any last minute questions, comments, concerns, send them my way right now in the comments. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, wherever you're watching. We have a very strange situation tonight here at Wave. We have college football on until 2 o'clock in the morning on NBC. So that means we will not have our 11 o'clock newscast tonight on the television side of things. So we have no more newscast tonight. Notre Dame's on right now, and I think there's a I think it's USC and UCLA later on tonight. So we do not have an 11 o'clock newscast tonight. We will be back on the TV side of things tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. So if you want an update on this busy Thanksgiving week forecast we have, tune in tomorrow morning. I'm actually off tomorrow, so Tawana will be filling in for me. She'll break down all the details for you as we get closer to Thanksgiving week. And our shows are back to normal for the most part tomorrow, but we don't have an 11 o'clock newscast tonight because we got a lot of college football on. Let's see. Sunday, yeah, we're back to normal with our shows tomorrow. Adam says 2 a.m. No SNL? No, there is no SNL tonight. Got one college football game now, and then another one starts at like 10:30, something like that. So we don't make those calls. We do not make those calls. But anyway, so that's going to do it for tonight. Appreciate you guys with all the kind words. We do our best. We do our best. This is a tricky part of the country to forecast. If you've lived here long enough, you know that. And we got a good idea of where things are heading in the days to come. But a lot can still change, so stay tuned, right? All right, guys, that's going to do it. I will be back on TV Thanksgiving night. So I'll be tracking this system live Thursday night for you. Hopefully it's just a cold rain, but we'll keep an eye on that wintry potential as well. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you. Hope you're able to spend some good time with your family and friends. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Be kind to one another, please. You don't know what people are going through. So those of you on Facebook tonight, just remember that. Be kind to one another. You never know what somebody's going through behind that phone they're looking at. All right, that's it for now. Again, no newscast at 11 tonight. You'll see us back on TV tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Until then, good night. Stay warm. And I'll be back on TV Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.